Alright, three, two, one. This is for the pre-edit. Hey everyone, this is Heracles Porsche here, also known as Gildenlock, on various places, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Open Crates Instantly event. Um, what is going on is that for the next week, any crates that we open are open instantly, and this is a big deal, because that's a serious uptake in how many crates we can give ourselves. So I'm sure you guys who are even remotely experienced with Battle Island Commanders, you know the deal. Crates take anywhere from 15 minutes to 3 hours to 8 hours to even 12 hours to open, typically. And now, they're all open instantly. All of them. So, the implications for this are huge. What that means is you could play all day and just rack up an insane amount of supplies, units, whatever you need. And this is going to really change the flow of the game because, I mean, you know, that's not how it worked before. There was a finite playtime that you could get every day that would actually earn you items in this game, and for the next week, people who play like nuts will be rewarded like nuts. So, has the potential to really change things and really change the power dynamic in the player base. And I'm interested to hear people's thoughts. It's interesting to have the option to play all day and get super powerful from playing all day. That's never been a thing before. But I'm a little annoyed because I don't actually want, like, I'm trying to say respectfully, I don't actually want to play this game all day. I mean, to be quite honest, you know, to a certain extent, I was kind of pushing myself to play as much as I was before, you know, getting all my, my reinforcement stars or whatever, depending on how many I'd saved up, and crate openings and all that stuff that could take up to a couple hours over the course of a day. And that was really, that was more or less where I wanted my limit at in terms of playtime. And now if I wanna keep up with the Joneses, I kinda behooves me to play like nuts, and I'm not sure about that. Also, you guys I'm sure will note, I'm using the new Auxiliaries unit. I have upgraded them all the way up to level 7. Haven't gotten around to making a special video about those yet, but that's the thing. Okay, so unfortunately we just got a ration crate, so normally those take 15 minutes to open. Now I get an instant open, so you're wondering why my whole why all my things empty is because I can open every crate instantly, so there's no reason to have a bunch saved up here. As you can see, open crates instantly, big blaring message in our battle section, so it's pretty much impossible to miss if you've logged into the game. If you haven't logged into Battle Islands Commanders, you might have no idea this is going on yet, because there were no official announcements. There was nothing on their Twitter. I haven't checked everywhere, but as far as I can see, no official announcements. Hey, how's it going there, Optimus? Thanks for dropping by.
En avant! Go, go, go! Let's roast them. En avant! On the wall! No problem. Allons-y! Let's do this! Breathe fire on them, boys.
Тихий и смертный.
En avant!
So, forgive me if I get a bit quiet while I'm just focusing on the gameplay, but if you're just joining us now,
Let's roast them.
this is a discussion about the new
Target acquired.
Open Crates Instantly event, where anyone who plays their heart out is going to be earning a ton of units in Battlefront Commanders. And I'm definitely going to also, so I can talk about these auxiliary units. They are a big game changer. We do get 8 units for only 3 points, and the damage they put out is pretty high. Box of what is, I don't know that reference. Fox of virus disease. What is that? I feel there is a cultural reference I am potentially missing.
Anyone for a Barbie?
Oh, are you referring to my avatar? Of course. That is because I enjoy paladins, and I wanted to show my love of paladins in some way, shape, or form.
We're in flight, sir.
Shoot, that was a bad call since he's now mortaring my auxiliaries unit.
No problem. Let's roast them. Let's do this! Wir sind auf dem Weg. Allons dans les vents. Let's roast them. Für das Reich! 10-4! Target acquired. Orders loaded. Anyone for a Barbie? Let's do this! Target acquired.
Alright, so that's lucky. I'm a little confused by this intimacy this man wants to experience with my couch, but anyway, move on. We have gotten some decently lucky here. So we do have an officer crate here. So let's take a look at that. This is normally an 8-hour open. As you can see, this is now opening instantly. So all the goodies are inside. I can't tell if we're receiving the same amount of everything, but I assume so. Keep in mind I'm in the East Asia Theater right now, so these are, but yeah, it should give you an idea. So yeah, yeah, guys, if you play a crap ton of Battle Islands Commanders right now, this is a free to play game, Optimus, absolutely. You have the potential to get wildly ahead of the players who are kind of taking it easy this week. Also, as I said, I wanted to touch briefly. I will do a separate video on the auxiliaries, but this is the new unit in Battle Islands Commanders, and they're becoming very popular very quickly. As you can see, they're good enough for people. I only see one here, but they are good enough that I have Alliance members consistently putting in requests for them. And they're pretty strong. It puts out 8 units for only 3 points, and the damage is very high. Obviously, these are all very low HP units, so they get wiped out pretty easily by any kind of bombardment. But for what you get for 3 units is pretty strong. Oh, here we are, Thor Dog. He's familiar with the channel, and very talented player. Probably will kick my ass. But let's go ahead and do one more to just finish off the broadcast. Yeah, I just feel like this needs a little, I don't know, something to finish it off.
MG searching for targets. Target acquired.
See, we'll be dropping the auxiliaries unit hopefully in time here. Nope. As you can see, it took down that tank relatively quickly, but dies pretty quickly here to the howitzer blast. That was a mistake. I probably should have just got out the machine gunner.
Anti-infantry, setting up. Für das Reich.
Nickelback is not an individual entity, but is in fact a band. I don't know. I'm just being difficult. It's just my personal taste.
En avant.
Artillery setting up. Heading out, sir. Open fire. Wir runden vorwärts. Kämpf dich, Feinhonda. Anti-infantry, setting up. Wir sind auf dem Weg. Rain fire on them, boys. Let's go.
Allons-y.
Let's go. Target acquired. Zum Sieg. Anti-infantry, setting up. Orders loaded. Haben die Panzer im Visier. En avant.
Allons-y.
Naval strike inbound. Heading out, sir. Empty nest deployed. Target acquired. Was Vaterland. Let's go. Zum Sieg. Orders loaded. Let's do this. Wir sind auf dem Weg. Open fire.
Alright, so think there we go, one more victory to wrap up and demonstrates. Oh, so we have an infantry crate now, which would normally take 3 hours to open up. So, and as you can see again here. Alright, this is getting entertaining. Maybe I'm going to keep going with this. I can see there we go. More crates opened instantly. It's pretty ridiculous. And hope you've enjoyed being on the show, Thordog. Obviously, as I stated, a player who has kicked my ass many times before. But yeah, so I could literally do this all day, guys. I'm not going to. I'm only gonna do it as long as the banter keeps up. But yeah, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on all kinds of things. The new
Any tank going in.
obviously this gentleman here is gonna have quite a robust tank defense, so probably not gonna make a whole bunch of progress there. Just putting out 2 tanks. But yeah, this is Auxiliary's unit. It's a very good it's a very good what do I call it? It's a very good. What I really like about these new auxiliary units is they are a really good counter to they're like a somewhat efficient counter to snipers since they only lose 1 unit maximum.
Let's do this.
Off the countering a sniper, and
Let's do this.
as you can see, of course they're very divided into, I don't know how you call it, low, a bunch of low hit point units. So
We're in flight, sir.
they work decently as a counter to gun turrets, providing they're, you know,
Let's run. Kämpf dich, Schweinhunde!
You know, they're good escorts for tanks basically, and can help counter gun turrets and snipers, which I think are two a little bit overpowered. And some people might think this unit's a bit overpowered too, honestly. Of course, they are, as stated, they are very vulnerable to
10-4. 10-4. Kämpf dich, Schweinhunde!
pretty much any kind of AoE.
Pushing forward.
But for what you get for 3 points, they're pretty decent here. And they will completely stop a Jeep, by the way. Their DPS is strong enough to completely wipe out a Jeep. So, before it reaches your base, which even the machine gunners can't really do. So, yeah. They're very strong units for a just simple 3-pointer. So, I'm sorry again, didn't get around to making a special video for them, but I think this has been a pretty good demo. I found a build I quite like that includes them, which you can see here. And yeah, I really feel like when they combine with a tank, that they're a pretty strong unit. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the majority of players actually start putting these auxiliaries in their lineup. And they probably won't become as popular as, say, machine gunners, which virtually everybody uses, but I think they are bound to become a very popular unit. But let's get back to talking about the Open Crates Instantly event. I mean, it's ridiculous. People who people who just play all the time, people who play non-stop for the next week are going to have a huge leg up over the people who don't. And people who are lucky and play like crazy over the next week are going to have an even bigger leg up, because let's say one guy plays all week, scores a good ratio of wins, but only gets a whole crap load of ration. What do you call them? Those normally 15 minutes crates, the ration crates. They are not going to be as robustly rewarded as somebody who. That's my cat. I don't know if you guys can hear my new cat in the background. Should probably do a cat reveal at some point. So yeah, basically, if someone who has plays a lot, has a lot of luck with their win ratio, or not necessarily luck, that's only luck. Their luck, win ratio, and crate could get way ahead of the people. Resource-wise, could get way ahead of the people who.
Heading out, sir. Checking out.
Oh, this is the difference. Now the Juggernaut's coming out. Yeah, it has the potential to allow some players to get way ahead, which is what makes me nervous about it. And if you were already like in the mode where it's like I mean, it's not healthy to play any game all day, but bottom line, a game that used to be really good at keeping things casual, making sure the casual players who, only had maybe a couple hours to put in per day, weren't being massively outpaced. They're now have the potential to get left in the dust over the next week. So I'd really like to hear people's thoughts on that.
On the move. Target acquired.
if they're okay with the decision. I mean, I do feel like maybe I might sound to 505 games like I'm looking a gift horse in the mouth. Because I actually one of literally the biggest things I pushed for was a community event. I did mention that in
Target acquired.
one of my recent videos, that was something that had kind of been missing from Battle Islands Commanders, and now we have it, and there are definitely some potential problems with it. But well, these are some interesting stories that are coming up on the right side. And there we go. Another. So these are probably the most common crates to receive, and obviously, it'd be nice if I got nothing but officer crates. If somebody got an Imperial crate during this event, I would be so jealous of them. I don't know, but so on top of the 15-minute 3-hour and 8-hour crates that we normally get all the time, there's a very small chance of getting the armor crate or the special ops crate, and there's like a 1 in bazillion chance of getting this Imperial crate randomly. I did get one once. I think I made a short video about it, and they normally take 24 hours to open if you don't buy them with gold. And so yeah, someone who managed to win an Imperial crate during this event, they would be a very, very lucky. They would be you're crazy lucky if you even get one outside of this event. So if someone nabbed an Imperial crate during this event, that's just a crazy amount of luck to be getting. So I think this will be my last match. I think 20-ish minutes to talk. I've had a very good win ratio, which is to say 100%, which who knows if I'll keep that. Yeah. This was all live, by the way. These weren't replays. I did all these live. I kind of had to in order to show the instant box opening thingy-mabobber, whatever you want to call it. That's not the way to use a minesweeper, by the way, folks. You should be doing counters. Counters are important.
Target acquired.
And I should have sent an more of an anti-infantry escort in with those guys. That would have been a much more successful push if I had. But anyway. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Are you happy 505 Games gave us an event? Or are you a little sad that it's kind of structured the way it is and might let some players get way ahead who have the time to play all week? I'd really just love to hear all your various thoughts on the subject. Not sure why Happy Birthday is a thing. I'm just gonna go with it. As you can see, those auxiliary units, that combo there was auxiliary units, light tank, and an officer. As you can see, that put out some pretty... The enemy forces were all focused on the light tank, and that turned into what I consider to be a pretty good combo. I mean, see the DPS of an officer plus the auxiliaries is pretty robust, and so that was a good triple combo to put out there, is what I'm saying. I think I made that pretty clear. But yeah, also these auxiliaries are a really good counter to a lonely tank destroyer. Not that there's already a lot of good counters to a lonely tank destroyer, but it might be one of the good ones. As you can see, this is a good demo of my enemy doing exactly the same thing. Him taking out that lone tank destroyer, so his medium tank was free to pursue my base. Luckily, I had enough backup points there that I was able to just squeak by with another counter of my own. Yeah, so I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear. Uh, I'm glad to see you're enjoying it. I'm happy to get all the opinions, good and bad. Um, so yes, there it is. There's the last crate I'm gonna open. Um, so yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. What you think of this event? If you're excited for it, if you're anxious about it, because some players might get ahead. What you think of the new auxiliaries units? I welcome everyone's feedback. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update. And until next time, everybody, I shall see you Starside. It's. I'm gonna give you just a second to enjoy Nuno's banter. All right, that's good.